The sleek silver starship, glimmering under Earth's sun, descended gracefully through the atmosphere, leaving behind a streak of shimmering light. As the ship touched down in a bustling city park, a soft hum reverberated through its metallic frame. The hatch opened, and a ramp extended, revealing a group of alien students from the planet Xylax, each one buzzing with excitement and apprehension. The students were a diverse bunch, tall and slender beings with iridescent skin that shimmered in hues of blue and green. Their eyes, large and expressive, reflected a mix of curiosity and nervousness as they took their first steps onto Earth's soil. The air was thick with the scents of food vendors and blooming flowers, a stark contrast to the sterile environments they were used to. They were met by their human hosts, a lively group of university students eager to welcome them. "Welcome to Earth," one of the humans exclaimed, his voice full of enthusiasm. "You're going to love it here." The Xylaxians exchanged glances, their antennae twitching in response to the warmth of the greeting. The students had come to learn about humanity and its place in the universe, but they were particularly eager to discover what made Earth's predators so fearsome. They had heard chilling tales from their instructors, warning them about the deadliest predator on the planet, an idea that sparked both intrigue and dread. As the group began their tour, they ventured through the vibrant city streets, where the alien students were immediately captivated by the chaotic energy surrounding them. The sounds of laughter, honking cars, and street musicians created a symphony of life, and the Xylaxians felt a thrill of excitement coursing through them. They observed humans engaging in animated conversations, sharing food, and celebrating life, a stark contrast to their own reserved culture. Their first stop was a local food market, a vibrant explosion of colors and aromas. The alien students hesitated at first, unsure of the unfamiliar foods on display. Their human guides encouraged them to try everything, and soon they found themselves sampling strange yet delicious dishes. One Xylaxian student, Zara, tentatively took a bite of a spicy taco, her eyes widening in surprise. "This is incredible," she exclaimed, her voice tinged with delight. As they continued their exploration, the students stumbled upon a local park where children played and families picnicked. Suddenly, a flock of seagulls swooped down, causing a commotion. Zara watched in awe as a young human boy attempted to chase the birds away, flapping his arms and laughing. "Is that what they call a predator?" she joked, her laughter contagious. "Not quite," her companion, Vex, replied, his antennae perking up. "But it's a good reminder that sometimes the most dangerous creatures aren't the ones with teeth or claws." Just then, a park ranger approached them, a friendly smile on his face. "You must be the new students from Xylax. I've heard so much about your planet. Are you ready for your first lesson about Earth's wildlife?" The alien students nodded eagerly, their eyes sparkling with anticipation. Little did they know, the real adventure was just beginning. As they gathered around the ranger, he pulled out a tablet displaying images of Earth's predators, everything from lions to sharks. But beneath the surface of this initial presentation, a deeper, more complex reality awaited them. The students felt a mix of exhilaration and trepidation, their imagination swirling with visions of ferocious beasts. They were ready to confront whatever Earth had to offer, unaware that the true challenge would lie not in the beasts they envisioned, but in the intricate dance of survival and intellect that defined humanity itself. The sun climbed higher in the sky, casting a warm golden hue over the city. The Xylaxian students, still buzzing from their first taste of Earth, followed the park ranger deeper into the heart of the urban jungle. As they walked, the bustling environment unfolded before them like a vibrant tapestry woven with laughter, shouts, and the distant sounds of music. "Welcome to the city center," the ranger announced, gesturing to the towering skyscrapers that pierced the clouds. "This is where the heartbeat of human culture thrives." The students gawked at the architecture, their large eyes reflecting the awe that filled them. The buildings were magnificent, a blend of glass and steel, with intricate designs that seemed almost alien. Zora pointed at a nearby structure. That one looks like a giant crystal. Do humans really live in these? Indeed, the ranger replied, chuckling. But don't forget, humans are just as much a part of this environment as the wildlife. They've adapted to live in harmony with it. As they ventured further, they were drawn to a bustling street market filled with the rich aromas of various cuisines. Stalls overflowed with colorful fruits, sizzling meats, and pastries glistening with sugar. Zara and her classmates exchanged glances, their senses heightened by the tantalizing scents. "Can we try some more food?" Vex asked, his antennae twitching with excitement. "Absolutely. Just remember to keep an open mind," the ranger encouraged, leading them to a stall where a vendor was preparing an array of tacos, burritos, and quesadillas. The students lined up, their eyes wide with anticipation. They watched in fascination as the vendor skillfully tossed ingredients together. When the food was served, the alien students dove in, sampling everything from spicy salsa to creamy guacamole. The flavors exploded in their mouths, evoking cheers and laughter as they discovered new favorites. "Delicious! Humans are culinary artists," exclaimed Zara, her enthusiasm infectious. After their meal, the group continued their exploration, wandering into a nearby park. Children played frisbee while couples lounged on blankets, basking in the sun. A light breeze rustled the leaves, adding to the serene atmosphere. The students marveled at how humans found joy in the simplest of moments. Suddenly, a commotion erupted nearby. A raccoon had emerged from the bushes, its eyes sparkling with mischief. It scampered toward a picnic basket, tugging at the edge with surprising dexterity. The children nearby gasped and giggled, their laughter echoing through the air. "Look at that," Vex shouted, pointing at the furry bandit. "It's like a small, adorable predator." The students erupted into laughter, their initial apprehension melting away. They watched as the raccoon, undeterred by the shouts of the children, boldly snatched a sandwich and made a hasty retreat. The children chased after it, their playful cries filling the air. "Now that's a true survivor," the ranger said, chuckling at the antics. "Raccoons are clever creatures. They adapt well to urban life and have become experts at scavenging." Intrigued, the Zalaxians began discussing the raccoon's behavior, comparing it to their own species' resourcefulness. "It seems that even the smallest creatures can be formidable," Zara mused, her antennae twitching thoughtfully. As the afternoon wore on, the students continued to explore, interacting with street performers and engaging with locals who were equally fascinated by their alien appearance. The Zalaxians learned about human customs and traditions, sharing their own stories in return. Laughter and excitement intertwined, bridging the gap between worlds. Yet, amidst the laughter and joy, an underlying curiosity tugged at their thoughts. They began to wonder, if these small creatures could thrive in the human environment, what truly lay in wait beyond the city? What were the predators that had inspired such fear in their instructors? As the sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, the alien students found themselves filled with a sense of anticipation. They were ready to face whatever challenges Earth had to offer, eager to learn more about the mysterious predators they had yet to encounter. The following day dawned bright and clear, the sun casting its golden rays over the city. The Zalaxian students gathered at a prominent university, eager to engage in their first formal educational session about Earth's wildlife. The atmosphere buzzed with excitement and nervous energy as they entered the lecture hall, a vast amphitheater filled with humans of all ages. The room was adorned with vibrant posters depicting Earth's diverse ecosystems, from lush rainforests to arid deserts. In the center stood a charismatic professor, Dr. Marla Jensen, known for her engaging storytelling and passion for biology. With a bright smile and an energetic demeanor, she welcomed the Zalaxians. "Welcome, students from Zylax. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of predators." Her voice rang out, filling the hall. The students sat at the edge of their seats, eager to absorb every word. Dr. Jensen began her lecture with an overview of the evolutionary journey of Earth's species, painting a vivid picture of the intricate balance between predator and prey. She highlighted the adaptations that different animals develop to survive, showcasing examples ranging from the cunning strategies of wolves to the stealth of big cats. The students were captivated as she shared stories of survival, the thrill of the hunt, and the harsh realities of life on Earth. Predation isn't just about physical strength, she explained, her hands gesturing animatedly. It's about intelligence, adaptability, and sometimes sheer luck. Understanding these concepts is crucial for grasping what it means to be a predator on this planet. The Zylaxian students exchanged glances, their antennae twitching with intrigue. Zara raised her hand, her voice filled with curiosity. What makes a predator truly dangerous? Is it their size or strength? Or is it something else? Dr. Jensen paused, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Great question, Zara. While size can certainly play a role, intelligence is often the defining factor. Let me show you. She projected an image of a lion stalking its prey in the savannah, its muscles coiled and ready. The lion is powerful, but it's also strategic. It works with its pride to outsmart and ambush its target. This combination of strength and intelligence makes it an apex predator. The room was silent, the students fully engrossed in the lecture. Dr. Jensen moved on to discuss the intelligence of humans, highlighting their unique ability to manipulate their environment. Humans, too, are predators, but their greatest weapon is their brain. They've created tools, developed complex strategies, and even altered entire ecosystems. This adaptability makes them formidable. As she spoke, the students began to realize that their perception of predators was shifting. They had come to Earth expecting to confront fearsome beasts, but now they were discovering that the true danger lay in the intricate web of relationships between species and their environments. The lecture took a more serious turn as Dr. Jensen shared statistics about endangered species and the impact of human activities on ecosystems. The students listened intently, their expressions somber. Humans have the power to destroy, but they also have the potential to protect and preserve. It's a delicate balance, and each choice can have profound consequences. As the lecture drew to a close, the students felt a mix of exhilaration and concern. They had entered the classroom with a desire to confront the fearsome predators of Earth, but they were beginning to understand that the complexities of survival and adaptation ran much deeper than they had imagined. Tomorrow, we'll explore these concepts in the field, Dr. Jensen announced, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Get ready for an adventure in the wild. The Zylaxians erupted with excitement, their anticipation palpable. They were ready to take their learning beyond the classroom, eager to experience firsthand the intricate dance of survival on Earth. Little did they know that the most unexpected lessons were yet to come, awaiting them in the wild, where the line between predator and prey would blur in ways they could never have predicted. The next morning, the Zylaxian students gathered early, their energy palpable as they prepared for their first field trip. They boarded a shuttle bus that would take them to a national park, an expansive wilderness teeming with life. Excitement buzzed in the air as they chatted about what they might encounter in this vast, untamed landscape. As they arrived, the shuttle doors slid open to reveal a breathtaking view. Towering trees stretched toward the sky, their leaves whispering secrets in the gentle breeze. The students stepped out, their eyes widening at the beauty that surrounded them. The park ranger, now a familiar figure, welcomed them with a grin. Today, you're going to witness the wonders of Earth's wildlife up close, he announced, leading them along a well-worn trail that wound through the forest. Remember, this is their home, and we're just visitors. Observe, but don't disturb. The Zylaxians nodded, their excitement mingled with a sense of reverence for the environment. They walked in awe, listening to the chirping of birds and the rustle of small creatures in the underbrush. Zara, ever curious, leaned down to examine a cluster of vibrant mushrooms. These look unlike anything on Zylax. Are they safe? Some are, and some aren't, The ranger replied, chuckling. Earth is full of surprises, just like the creatures that live here. Keep your wits about you. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the students suddenly stopped in their tracks. A rustling noise echoed from the nearby bushes, and their hearts raced in anticipation. The ranger raised a hand to signal silence, his expression turning serious. Let's see what's lurking just out of sight. The group held their breath, the forest enveloping them in a cocoon of stillness. Moments later, a majestic deer stepped into view, its graceful form moving with fluid elegance. The Zalaxians gasped in unison, their eyes wide with wonder as they watched the creature nibble on leaves. That's a white-tailed deer, the ranger whispered, a prey species. Its senses are finely tuned to detect danger. If it catches our scent or hears us, it'll bolt. Zara felt a thrill run through her. The delicate balance of predator and prey was unfolding before her eyes, sparking a fire of curiosity within her. What does it fear? She asked softly. The ranger pointed towards the treetops. Predators like coyotes and wolves are always a threat, but they must also contend with human encroachment. The deer's survival depends on its instincts. Just then, a distant howl echoed through the trees, sending a shiver down the students' spines. The ranger turned to them, his face a mix of excitement and seriousness. That's a wolf pack. They're incredibly intelligent hunters, working together to bring down prey. Let's move closer, but remember to stay quiet. As they cautiously continued down the trail, the students were engulfed in the awe of the wilderness. They reached a clearing, and from their vantage point, they could see a pack of wolves roaming the hills in the distance. The sight was mesmerizing. The wolves moved with purpose, their sleek forms gliding through the tall grass. Look at how they communicate, the ranger said, pointing to the subtle movements and gestures among the pack. Their teamwork is remarkable. They rely on each other to survive. Zara watched in rapt attention, her mind racing. The wolves were majestic, embodying the raw power and grace of nature. Yet, as she observed their behaviors, she realized that survival was not solely about strength. It was about connection and strategy. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, the Zalaxian students felt a mixture of exhilaration and respect for the creatures around them. They had come to learn about Earth's predators, but what they discovered was a complex web of life, where every species played a vital role. The day's lessons were profound, hinting at deeper mysteries waiting to be unraveled in the heart of the wilderness. They set up camp for the night, buzzing with discussions about what they had seen. Zara looked up at the stars, the vastness of the universe above reminding her of the beauty and fragility of life, both on Xylax and Earth. The thrill of adventure coursed through her veins as they prepared for what awaited them in the darkness. As night descended upon the national park, a blanket of stars twinkled overhead, illuminating the campsite with a gentle glow. The Xylaxian students gathered around a crackling campfire, their laughter mingling with the sounds of nature. The atmosphere was electric with camaraderie and excitement, a perfect end to a day filled with awe-inspiring discoveries. However, the peaceful ambience was soon punctuated by a series of unsettling sounds drifting through the trees. The rustling grew louder, sending a ripple of unease through the group. Zara, unable to suppress her curiosity, stood up and peered into the shadows. "What's that noise?" she asked, her antennae quivering. "It might be a raccoon or a deer," the ranger replied, though his voice carried an edge of caution. "Let's keep our voices low and stay alert." Suddenly, a flashlight beam cut through the darkness, revealing a group of humans nearby. The Xylaxians squinted against the light, their expressions shifting from curiosity to concern as they realized the newcomers were carrying equipment that looked ominous: traps, nets, and other tools of exploitation. "What are they doing?" Vex whispered, his tone grave. The ranger's face darkened. "Those are poachers. They're looking to capture wildlife illegally. We have to intervene. This isn't just about protecting the animals. It's about preserving the balance of this ecosystem." Zara felt a surge of determination as she exchanged glances with her classmates. They had come to learn, but now they had a chance to act. "What can we do?" she asked, her voice resolute. The ranger quickly devised a plan. "We'll use your advanced technology to create a distraction. While I call for backup, you can help drive them away from the wildlife." The students nodded, adrenaline pumping through their veins. They quietly moved into position, the poachers unaware of the Zalaxians lurking in the shadows. As the humans began to set up their traps, Zara and her friends activated their cloaking devices, rendering themselves nearly invisible. With a few swift gestures, they programmed small drones to emit sounds mimicking distressed animals. As the noises echoed through the forest, the poachers halted their activities, their heads snapping toward the source of the commotion. "Did you hear that?" one of them asked, squinting into the darkness. The moment of distraction was all the Zalaxians needed. Vex, using his agility, darted forward, hurling small, glowing orbs from his pack that exploded with dazzling lights, illuminating the area. The poachers staggered back, momentarily blinded by the brilliant display. Taking advantage of the chaos, Zara and her friends used their cloaked forms to surround the poachers. Their presence felt more than seen. They emitted low, resonating sounds that mimicked growls, heightening the tension. The poachers looked around in confusion and fear, believing they were about to be ambushed by a wild creature. "Run! It's a monster," one of the poachers shouted, and the group turned to flee, panic-stricken. "Now's our chance," the ranger urged, sprinting forward to secure the traps and equipment left behind. The Zalaxians followed, their laughter mingling with the thrill of victory. They felt empowered, united in their mission to protect the creatures of the forest. As the poachers disappeared into the shadows, the ranger turned to the students, his face beaming with pride. "You did it. You protected these animals. I've never seen anyone handle a situation like that." Zara's heart swelled with pride. "We couldn't just stand by. We learned that survival isn't just about strength. It's about working together and protecting those who can't protect themselves." As they gathered around the campfire again, the mood shifted to one of reflection. The students shared their thoughts, realizing that the real predators on Earth were often not the animals they had imagined, but rather those who exploited nature for their gain. The encounter had deepened their understanding of survival, revealing the complexities and moral responsibilities intertwined with life on this planet. The night wore on, and as they exchanged stories, the Zalaxian students knew that their journey was just beginning. Tomorrow promised more adventures, but the lessons they had learned would stay with them forever, guiding them in their quest for knowledge and understanding of this vibrant world. The night deepened, and the forest around the camp crackled with life. As the campfire flickered, casting dancing shadows, the Zalaxian students felt a sense of camaraderie, having just experienced their first taste of direct action. The thrill of having intervened against the poachers sparked discussions about the ethical responsibilities of all species, including their own. "I've never felt anything like that," Zara said, her voice reflective. "We've always learned about survival in terms of physical strength and adaptability. But today, we learned about courage and morality." Vex nodded. "On Xylax, we respect the balance of life, but I never thought we'd be in a position to protect a different ecosystem. It's enlightening." As the conversation continued, the group settled into a comfortable rhythm, sharing their home planet's stories and traditions. Laughter erupted as one of the students mimicked the Zalaxian customs of greeting and bonding, their antennae bobbing up and down in exaggerated gestures. The atmosphere lightened, easing the tension of the earlier confrontation. However, the tranquility was abruptly shattered by a sudden rustling in the underbrush. The students fell silent, their laughter replaced by unease. Zara instinctively shifted closer to the fire, the flames flickering wildly. "What was that?" The ranger held up a hand, signaling for silence. "Everyone, stay calm. It could just be a small animal." Just then, a low growl resonated from the darkness, sending chills down their spines. The sound was deep and menacing, unlike anything they had heard before. Zara's heart raced. That doesn't sound like a deer. It's not, the ranger whispered, his brow furrowing. That could be a predator, likely a mountain lion. They're stealthy and territorial. If they feel threatened, they might approach. The Zalaxians exchanged nervous glances, the excitement of the day quickly fading into a palpable tension. What do we do? Vex asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Stay together, the ranger instructed firmly. If it's nearby, making loud noises can scare it off. We don't want it to feel cornered. Zora's mind raced. What if we use our drones? We can create distractions and gather information without getting too close. The ranger nodded. Good thinking, but make sure to keep them at a distance. Let's not provoke it further. The Zalaxians swiftly activated their drones, sending them high into the trees. The small machines whirred quietly, illuminating the darkened forest with soft lights as they scouted the area. The students held their breath, straining to see any signs of the elusive predator. Suddenly, the drone footage revealed a glimpse of the mountain lion, a sleek figure gliding through the underbrush, its golden eyes piercing the darkness. The Zalaxians watched in awe and fear, realizing they were witnessing a true apex predator in action. There it is, Zora gasped, pointing at the monitor. It's beautiful and terrifying. The ranger's expression hardened. We need to keep our distance. If it comes this way, we'll make loud noises and back away slowly. Just then, one of the drones emitted a high-pitched beep as it accidentally triggered a nearby motion sensor. The mountain lion's head snapped up, its ears pricked in attention. It turned, stalking toward the noise, every muscle taut and ready for action. The students exchanged terrified glances. It's coming closer, Vex exclaimed, his voice trembling. Everyone, stand up and make noise, the ranger shouted. They all stood, waving their arms and shouting in a cacophony of sound. The mountain lion paused, its golden eyes locking onto the group, assessing the potential threat. But just as quickly, it decided to retreat, vanishing into the shadows. As silence fell once more, the Zalaxians felt a rush of adrenaline. They had confronted a genuine predator, and their hearts raced from the encounter. Did you see how it moved? Zara whispered, her voice filled with wonder. It was so powerful yet so graceful. The ranger nodded, a mix of pride and concern on his face. That's the balance of nature. Students, the mountain lion is a key player in maintaining the ecosystem. It controls prey populations, ensuring the health of the environment. But remember, we're intruding on its territory. The experience deepened the Zalaxians' understanding of survival, pushing them to reconsider the complex relationships in Earth's ecosystems. They had entered the forest seeking knowledge, but they were leaving with a newfound respect for the creatures that inhabited it, a respect that would guide their journey from that night onward. The following morning brought a sense of excitement and trepidation as the Zalaxian students gathered around the remnants of the campfire. The encounter with the mountain lion lingered in their minds, igniting a mixture of wonder and caution. They had tasted the thrill of witnessing nature's raw power and understood that they were mere visitors in this complex web of life. As they prepared for the day's activities, the ranger announced, "Today, we'll focus on tracking and understanding predators in their natural habitat. We'll set out to observe the mountain lion's territory. But remember, we'll need to be cautious. We want to learn, not disturb." The students nodded, their eyes gleaming with anticipation. They set off into the forest, guided by the ranger, who demonstrated how to read animal tracks and signs of movement. Zora found herself captivated, watching as he pointed out the distinct paw prints left in the soft earth and the scratches on tree trunks. "Look closely," he instructed. "These signs tell us where the predator has been and what it has been doing. Understanding its behavior is key to respecting its territory." As they moved deeper into the forest, the students practiced their observation skills. They recorded their findings, documenting the signs of life around them. Zara spotted a set of fresh mountain lion tracks and pointed them out to her classmates. "Look here, it's like reading a story." The ranger grinned. "Exactly. Every mark tells us something about the animal's habits and routines." Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. A cacophony of sounds erupted nearby, birds screeching and animals fleeing. The students froze, their hearts racing. "What's happening?" Vex whispered, glancing nervously around. "Something spooked the wildlife," the ranger replied, his voice tense. "Stay quiet and alert." Without warning, a massive form burst through the trees. A young mountain lion, its powerful legs propelling it forward with breathtaking speed. It was in pursuit of something, its focus locked onto an unseen target. The students watched, entranced, as the predator demonstrated its agility and strength. "Follow it," the ranger urged, and without hesitation, the Zalaxians trailed after the lion. The thrill of the chase fueled their excitement. They moved quietly, careful not to disturb the chase, their hearts pounding in sync with the rhythm of the forest. The lion sprinted through the underbrush, weaving skillfully around trees and leaping over obstacles. Zara felt a surge of adrenaline as they closed in, driven by curiosity and an unspoken desire to understand the predator's instinctual drive. "What's it hunting?" she wondered aloud. "Probably a deer," the ranger answered, his eyes scanning the surroundings for any signs of prey. "But it's important to remember that not every hunt is successful. The chase is just as much about learning as it is about catching prey." As they followed, the students witnessed the young lion's prowess. It paused, crouching low to the ground, tail twitching in anticipation. In the distance, a group of deer grazed peacefully, unaware of the danger lurking nearby. The Zalaxians exchanged hushed whispers, their eyes glued to the unfolding drama. "This is incredible," Vex breathed. "It's like watching a live demonstration of everything we've learned." With a sudden burst of speed, the mountain lion launched itself toward the unsuspecting deer. The students held their breath, hearts pounding in unison. But just as the lion seemed destined for success, a sudden twist of fate occurred. The deer, alerted by a rustle, bolted, darting away with astonishing speed. The lion skidded to a halt, frustration evident in its posture. It let out a low growl, its disappointment palpable. The Zalaxians could hardly believe what they had just witnessed, a true display of nature's unpredictability. "That's nature for you," the ranger said, his voice steady but filled with understanding. "Not every hunt is successful, and that's what makes it all the more significant. Every chase teaches the predator valuable lessons for the future." As the lion turned to retreat, the Zalaxian students felt a deep sense of respect for the creature. They had witnessed both its power and its vulnerability, a poignant reminder that survival was not guaranteed, even for the fiercest predators. The group turned back toward their camp, their spirits high, eager to share their experiences. They had come to Earth expecting to learn about dangerous beasts, but what they discovered was a world of interconnectedness, where every chase, every encounter, and every lesson shaped the delicate balance of life. As the Zalaxian students made their way back to camp, the events of the day echoed in their minds, each heartbeat resonating with the rhythm of the forest. They had been on a thrilling chase, but what struck them most profoundly was the reminder of life's fragility, even for the most formidable predators. Once at camp, they gathered around the flickering fire, still buzzing with excitement and adrenaline. The ranger smiled, recognizing the enthusiasm in their faces. Today was a perfect example of nature's lessons. "Can anyone summarize what you observed?" Zara, eager to share, spoke up first. "We saw how the mountain lion's instincts guided in the wild, but we also learned that not every hunt ends in success. It has to learn from its experiences, just like we do." "Exactly," the ranger replied, nodding approvingly. "Every creature has its role in the ecosystem, and that role often involves trial and error. The mountain lion teaches us about perseverance and adaptability." Vex chimed in, "And about the interconnectedness of all life. The deer rely on their instincts to avoid being hunted, while the lion must hone its skills to succeed. It's a balance that keeps the ecosystem healthy. The group exchanged thoughtful glances, their understanding deepening with every word. They realized that the forest was not just a backdrop for their adventures. It was a living, breathing entity that thrived on relationships and interactions among its inhabitants. As night fell, the ranger continued to guide the discussion. You've seen the beauty and brutality of nature firsthand. But remember, it's not just about survival. It's about respect and responsibility. Every choice we make has consequences, whether we're on Xylax or Earth. Zara felt a stirring in her heart. I see now that our journey here is about more than just learning facts. We're gaining insights into the ethics of coexistence and the impact we have on the world around us. It's our responsibility to protect these ecosystems, just as we protect our own. The ranger nodded, a glimmer of pride in his eyes. Exactly. You have the power to influence how others perceive nature and their role in it. You'll go back to Xylax not just with knowledge, but with the experience of understanding the delicate balance of life. As the conversation continued, the students reflected on their adventures, sharing personal stories about how their own cultures viewed the natural world. They discussed the importance of preserving their own ecosystems and the need for compassion in their interactions with all living beings. As they settled in for the night, Zara stared up at the vast expanse of stars above. Each twinkling light felt like a promise, a reminder of the infinite connections binding all life together, no matter how distant. She felt a surge of determination swell within her. She wanted to be an advocate for the balance they had learned about here, to ensure that future generations understood the importance of respecting and protecting the world around them. In the morning, the Xylaxian students would return to their ship, carrying not just memories of their adventures, but also a profound understanding of what it meant to be part of a larger ecosystem. They had ventured to Earth expecting to learn about its deadliest predator, but had instead discovered the beauty of life's interdependence. As they drifted into sleep, their hearts filled with hope and purpose, they understood that they would be the catalysts for change on Xylax. Armed with knowledge and compassion, they would strive to educate others about the delicate balance of life, ensuring that both their planet and Earth could thrive together in harmony.